Welcome back, hotties. Happy 2026. It's officially my first thrift trip of the year, and one of the goals this year is to thrift with intention, so we're setting a $50 budget. And if you're coming along for the thrift trip, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. It's how I can afford all these sweet treats before my thrift trip. These little cheesecake tarts from Uncle Tetsu's were phenomenal. 10 out of 10 recommend. And now that we're fed, let's go thrifting. I'm not looking for anything specific, but I have been on the hunt for a good bomber jacket for like months now. Let's see if the thrift gods are on my side. After being in here for only 5 seconds, I found this Gucci shoulder side bag. Not sure about the authenticity, but it also wasn't even cute, so I just left her behind. We went to my favorite section, which is the leather and furs, and can you believe that there wasn't even one fur jacket in sight? Which does make sense because this is one of the more popular value villages in the city, but I wasn't gonna let this deter my faith and hope that this would be one of my greatest thrifts yet. And so we continued our search. I'm very particular about things I like. I like things that stand out and aren't overly tacky, and this leather jacket was exactly that. The hook eye detailing just made it so much more elevated. Also, here's a quick little thrifting tip. Always go through the light jacket section, even if you're looking for a coat or furs. Okay, hottie, I feel like we've all seen this picture of Kylie wearing this trench, and I may have just found something very similar to that. I will be trying everything on at the end, so stay tuned. Is it wrong to grab something out of a cart if there's no one beside it? Now on to lingerie. I'm out of my corset era, but the deep red on this was beautiful. I'm also over crop pieces, but I had to try her on. There were so many cute slips. Too bad it's winter and -20 outside. How angelic is this yellow lace cami? But we're being intentional, and so we kept scrolling. I feel like the more you thrift, the more aligned you become with who you are and your style. There's so many clothes from different eras and styles that you just actually have to be so much more intentional with what you're buying. Unfortunately, the shoe section was a letdown. These pointy-toed heels were a 7.5. Of course, let's talk about it. Is it that the girls with smaller feet have better taste in shoes, or that size 8 is the most popular shoe size? It's so much more rare for me to find a cute shoe in my size at the thrift. I'm sure there's a Substack post about this already, but let's see if we have better luck in the boot section. Not to be the bearer of bad news, but no. Even though it looked like there were a lot of options, nothing hit. Also, not sure if you can hear it in my voice, but I am a little bit sick. This might be an unpopular opinion, but I've always liked my voice when I'm sick. Congestion can be sexy. What do we think of this 2000s Guess bag? This vintage Tommy Hilfiger was the perfect shoulder bag. The bags definitely made up for the fur and shoe section. There were so many cuties. There's just something about a mini shoulder bag. I personally think it's the perfect going out bag. I don't know if it's just me, but my cart has to be aesthetically pleasing at all times. Jewelry section was a letdown, but it was expected. Being a seasoned thrifter, I know which thrift stores I need to go to if I'm looking for something specific, and this location isn't one for jewelry. Now on to long sleeve tops and sweaters. Whenever I'm looking through this section, I always check fabric first. Anything itchy is just an immediate no. I love a funky print, and even though it reminded me of Emilio Pucci, I just know I wouldn't reach for it. I also feel like my style is changing a bit, and I love to experiment. This Tommy knit reminded me of Manana. Remember how I said I was on the hunt for a bomber jacket? Can you believe someone left this behind? It was just hanging here by itself. It's like the stars aligned for me. I can't wait to show you guys what it looks like on. As someone who designs clothing, I get surprised by some of the items I find at the thrift. Tell me Elena Gilbert wouldn't wear this sweater. It's so hurt-coated, and as a big fan of Vampire Diaries, I had to try it on. One of my favorite things is finding Aritzia at the thrift. This late knit was perfect. Next up are skirts, and I'm not a huge fan of skirts on myself. It truly depends on the shape and length. Anything denim and short just isn't flattering on me, which sucks because it's so Y2K coated. But this bubble skirt, I had a feeling her and I were gonna get along. This midi skirt reminded me of Gucci by Tom Ford. The little belt detailing was just chef's kiss. Have I reached unk status by looking at this coat? It was giving in a no kids rich aunt vibe. And to keep it balanced, there was this one piece. She was sexy, but there was no way I could try her on. Let me tell you why I love dresses. They're the easiest way to look put together with zero effort. This dress would be so flattering on someone super tall. I put this white dress in the cart because I had an idea for it. Something similar to this. I love me a good cowl neck top, and this tank for somewhere on the beach. Anything with crochet detailing has my heart. At this point, I was getting quite tired, but I decided to do a couple more laps before trying everything on. Anything Shein is just ugh, and it being $10 just does not make sense. Here's a styling tip. Belts are your best friends when you want to feel put together. Now finally, on to the best part. Let's try everything on together. I'm in love with this top. It's very fairy coated, and the sleeves are my favorite part. You guys, look at how cute this bubble skirt is, and you can style it as a top. I haven't been a huge fan of polka dots, but like I said, my style is changing, and I loved it. I kind of love this sweater on me. The buckle piece is too good, and I tried on this belt, but I wasn't really feeling it. I had a vision for this dress, and it was to style it with a big chunky belt. This is the easiest way to look really put together on a night out or even for a date, and I really wish I could try this jumpsuit on. I just feel like the fit would be tea, but I guess the world will never know. You know what I love? When I have a vision and it turns out to be exactly that. I feel like I have this gift of understanding proportions, and so I'm able to tell if something's gonna suit me or not just by seeing it on a hanger. That's why it's so important to shop for your body type. I found this knit in the men's section, and look at the power of styling. It's no longer giving "this is my boyfriend's sweater," it's giving chic and effortless. And now moving on to the main event, the bomber jacket of my dreams. I kept coming across some when I was thrifting, but either the color or the shape was always off. But this is perfection. Now hear me out, I know this is a dude, but it goes so well with the jacket. This shirt was way too tight, but the idea was cute. I originally didn't know how to feel about this crop knit, but looking back, I love it. It makes for a good layering piece. Quick little intermission, gotta make sure the lip combo is on at all times. Okay, let's get back to regular scheduled programming. Purses can be the perfect statement pieces. I love adding a pop of color through them. The girls on TikTok love this guest bag, but I thought it was just too big. How do we feel about this corset? I thought it would be cute styled backwards as well. And then the corset that I stole from someone else's cart, but I quickly realized why I was left behind. This trench is beautiful, but just a tad bit longer than what I wanted. I love thrifting because I met this older Greek lady who complimented me on the trend. I told her I wanted to go back to Greece, and she asked me if I had a boyfriend. I said no, and she said she'll pray for me that my next boyfriend takes me to Greece. Where else would I have that kind of interaction? But that's it for the thrift finds. So let's see if we make it within our budget. There were so many good pieces, so a lot of hard decisions had to be made. Let's see if you can guess which items I ended up getting, apart from what's being showed. And before you guys blame me for going over the budget, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Give me an idea for my next video because I'm running out of options here. Mwah. Love you guys.